What's up, crypto gang? Welcome back to another episode. If you guys are new here, we do a giveaway at the beginning of every single episode, and today's winner is Chimney. Thanks so much for commenting on the previous video, Chimney. Amazing username, by the way. I just sent you some crypto. I am back home after going to the North American Bitcoin Conference in Miami for a week. I met a ton of amazing creators. It was a lot of fun meeting with people like Ian Bellina, Crypto Windy O, Mark Moss, having great conversations with them about economics and token economics and all that good stuff. On this episode, I sit down with Josh from Decred. He goes through everything that Decred's working on, some of the exciting atomic swap aspects to what they're bringing in the near future. As a quick disclaimer, none of these interviews you're going to be seeing from the North American Bitcoin Conference are sponsored interviews. So let's dive right into the interview. I'm here with Josh, the Asia Pacific Operations and Strategy of Decred. And I've been very interested in Decred for a while, as you guys have seen. So I just wanted to get a high level of what it is and how things are working and what's coming. So from a high level, Josh, what is Decred?
So Decred's a store of value currency, very much like Bitcoin. The key difference is that we focus on something called on-chain governance. And in the context of blockchain networks, or at least in the context of Decred, what we mean by that is by governance, it's like dispute resolution and decision-making, right? So really you can think of Decred as perhaps less so much a currency and more so a new type of organizational structure, where the power over the protocol, so what decisions get made, what features get implemented, is ultimately in the hands of the stakeholders as opposed to, one stakeholder group like a miners or a core development group.
Cool. Cool, very cool. So one of the things that I'm really fascinated by in context of Decred is that it's contributor driven. Yeah. So you're a contributor. So how does that work? I saw you guys had like 8 people at the conference, which is exciting because you guys have like a little family here representing. So how does it work to become a contributor?
Sure. I mean, it's really cool. We've sort of got like a global community. I think there's about 70 people contributing from every major continent on the planet, with the exception of Antarctica, at least to my knowledge. And a lot of that's because the model makes it extremely easy for individuals to sort of get involved and start contributing. With the release of our Politeia platform, that was about mid last year, that allows individuals to put up larger proposals. So we had the first proposal that went through was actually 2 of the larger PR companies in the space. There was Ditto PR and Watchman, who ultimately put through like really structured proposals where it sort of had a scope of work, deliverables, timelines, and a budget, right? And for larger proposals for larger initiatives like that, you want to put into a proposal, put it through the Politeia proposal system, and then the stakeholders will end up voting on whether or not they want to see it get approved. If you're a smaller individual and you want to start contracting, at the moment the best way is to just jump into any one of our community channels, so whether it be our Slack or our Discord, maybe even the forums, and just sort of start chatting with people, get yourself known, and propose whatever it is that you want to do. And if there's enough community support, just go and do it. So long as no one's objecting to it, just go and do it, and then generally submit an invoice and you get reimbursed for it. I do know that the intent is to, at some point, completely put that process, the individual contractor process, into Politeia as well. But at the moment, Politeia, you can still sort of think of it very much as a work in progress.
As far as like what's coming for Decred and what people can look forward to, what's coming in 2019 that you're excited about?
There's a lot coming. I mean, we don't really work with specific timelines just because, when it comes to any kind of technical development, you never, there's always unknown unknowns. But 2019 is a big year for us. We intend to be releasing our privacy features, which I know is something that the community's been waiting for. Continuous development on Politeia, and then you've also got the Lightning Network integration, and then at some point, Lightning Network enabled cross-chain atomic swaps. So something that a lot of people aren't aware of is it was actually our developers that played a huge role in developing the code for cross-chain atomic swaps, and then later making that open source for the broader community.
Wow, I didn't know
That's awesome. So atomic swaps coming. And as far as like where people can find out more about the project and how people can get involved, where can they do that?
So we've got everything up on our website, decred.org. There's the documentation section of the page. Personally, though, I find that the best way is to just jump into some of the chat channels. The way that I personally got involved was through the Matrix chat and Slack channels. Just because you can ask questions in real time, get to know people, sort of getting up. Pretty much all of the project's operations are conducted within our bridge chat channels. So we have a Slack, Discord, and Riot chat that are all bridged together. So if you send a message on one, it'll show up on the other and vice versa. And you'll just get a really comprehensive view of everything that's going on in the project, and you'll be able to ask questions.
Awesome. Well, thanks so much for sitting down with me, Josh.
Thank you very much for your time.
That's it for my interview from the North American Bitcoin Conference in Miami that I just got back from Josh at Decred. Very exciting project. I'm following them closely. I've been following them for a couple of years now. A lot of really interesting similarities there with Bitcoin, mainly because a lot of the developers came from Bitcoin Core. Some of the developers are even still anonymous, which I find pretty fascinating. But that's it for this episode. If you guys like it, slap a like. If you guys are new here, don't forget to subscribe, and I will see you guys on the next episode of Hack Crypto.